A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room.
Hey, Kevin.
Terrific. David, thanks. Short a rotation player. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 4. Holiday attacking. The feed to Lopez. Kicks it down to Middleton. 3-pointer. Indoors tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out. Kawhi Leonard, still one of the hardest working players in the league, active on the offensive glass there.
Holiday, the pass to Lopez. Over in the corner, on to Kumbo. Clock at 6. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You know this, if you're open, you can count on Brook Lopez to find you. He uses his height to spot open teammates.
Jackson looking it over. And there's the pass to Leonard.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Bucks passing it around, and the dunk by Lopez.
Well, one aspect that makes Lopez dangerous, his size at 7 foot, and he doesn't have to go far to slam it home.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Here's Leonard over Middleton. That shot, no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
The Clippers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And here's Leonard from 3. Rebound by Drew Holiday.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Morris against Middleton. Tries again, and 2 shots coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Hammers the alley-oop through.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Rondo passes to Cousins. Outside for George. To stop the drought. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Bucks leading by 4. Here's Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And guys, that's a sight we've become far too accustomed to see. Antetokounmpo throwing it down like it was just another day at the office.
And here we go, the Bucks running again.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Lopez with the block.
Lopez needs to hold down the fort on defense. An incredible...
Oh, gentlemen. My goodness, step back.
That was incredible. Now here's Leonard. That's good from 17 feet away. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And here's Rondo. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in. And it's Luke Kennard in for George. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And that one's good. Beverly.
This guy is such an intelligent guard. Patrick Beverly finding a driving lane and finishing.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Portis. He's looking for Giannis and finds him. And he uses the glass on the layup. Giannis has got 10.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
The Clippers again turning it over. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. That one drops for him.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And Beverly kicks to Cousins. And here's Morris for three. The shot misses. That will count. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the... We recently caught up with Drew Holiday, who talked about some trying...
Being able to go through adversity and come out stronger. I think that there was a lot of pressure put on.
And Greg, you feel like that pressure never really got to Holiday.
One of the toughest guards in the league, mentally and physically. He's a machine that just keeps on coming, no matter the circumstances.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Bucks to be in. What do you think, guys?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. They've got P.J. Tucker, also Antetokounmpo out there. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard. And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Los Angeles. And here's Tucker. No points in the game yet for him. Stolen by Zubac. Here's Mann. Kennard controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Forbes the pass to Giannis. Jackson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Timeout. The Bucks also with the sub. Chris Middleton's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And clearly Tyronn Lue wants to talk it over. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, And I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. And the Bucks with some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Bryn Forbes. Now, here's DiVincenzo. Here's Tucker. Good D by Rondo.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Milwaukee leading by 12. Here's Holiday. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Tucker with the ball. Leonard's there. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
How about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball? Holiday with it. Over Rondo. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach to rest of the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
A different look for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac, and it's Batum in for Rajon Rondo. Down low, got a piece of it. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Whoa!
Look out.
I mean, that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness. What a terrific steal to ignite that play. You have to protect the ball around DeMarcus Cousins.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
And Cousins kicks to Leonard. No good there off the double clutch.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Boy, that is absolutely gorgeous by DeMarcus Cousins. Run the offense through your big man, and he will find the open man.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here we go again. The Clippers on the break. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Paul George.
Yeah, and the defense has been on their back heels with the way they've been running the ball up the floor.
For three, Middleton. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Nobody near Leonard. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Milwaukee. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see a tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 12 points. And that'll...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Jackson against Holiday. Leonard inside.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And so Giannis will bring it up for Milwaukee. At one point, they led by 16. And Giannis throws it down.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Now here's Jackson. Leonard inside. Defended by Middleton. And that one's good. Leonard.
He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
Milwaukee leading by 6. Giannis kicks to Holiday. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Chalk up 2 there.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Morris with the bucket.
Well, you can tell that Mr. Morris doesn't lack for confidence. This guy is ready to shoot as soon as it touches his hands.
Holiday, the pass to Middleton. Holiday looking over the floor. Floats it up for Giannis. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. They grab their own miss. And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Leonard.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Leonard with the steal. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. Lopez kicks to Holiday. Pass to Giannis. Here's DiVincenzo. Stolen by George. And here we go with Morris. Running it up the court. Leonard dishes to Morris. And good that time. And it's now only a 1-point Bucks lead.
Well, just so good at taking advantage of the mid-range. Marcus Morris feels comfortable in that area.
Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. Clippers running again. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right. And that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Zubac. Lopez with the block. And he recovers it. 5 on the clock. Lopez with the steal. Here we go. One-on-one. Here's Middleton. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
A determined shooter who excels at the charity stripe. Middleton will gladly head to the line.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. Cousins with the bucket.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Forbes the pass to Portis. And Portis throws it down.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Rondo. Puts up a 3. Drops in the tray. Rondo's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And every now and then, Rondo will surprise you with the occasional triple, showing it off there with range.
Tucker can't get it to go.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get right back to the action when we return. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for the Bucks, we've got Chris Middleton. Bobby Portis out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 spot. Batum, good.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
Now, here's Kennard. Batum dishes to Rondo. Beverly wide open from outside off the mark. Bucks trail by 3. Here's Tucker. Banked in off the glass.
You know, we see this a lot from Tucker. Scores by overpowering the defender with his tremendous strength.
Rondo scanning the floor. Lets the 3 fly. Can't hit that one. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. Batum with the steal. Rondo drives in, and the shot is good. Rondo's got the lead up to 3 now for Los Angeles.
You got to close up any lane to the rim. If you don't, Rondo is merciless in exploiting it.
Connaughton passes to Portis. Lays it up and banks it in.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Here's Rondo after the made shot from Bobby Portis. Kennard's shot is off. Outside Portis. Pass to Tucker. Here is Forbes. And he's going up for the alley-oop. 6 to shoot. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Kennard the pass to Batum. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Brook Lopez is checked in for Portis. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for P.J. Tucker. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Bryn Forbes. Morris, no good. Bucks trail by 3. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. Missed it, and that drops him to just 89% from the floor. 8 for 9. Oh, Leonard in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Let's remember this is a former Finals MVP. He will not blink in the biggest of moments.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. The shot by George, no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
And no good. 80 that time from Leonard. Clippers leading by 3. And the call, the coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, onto the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now, here's George. Now the pass to Leonard. No good with the triple.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Holiday. Yes!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Here's Beverly. Pass to Leonard. The tray. It's good from beyond the arc.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Holiday dishes to Giannis. Back to Holiday. Double team on Holiday. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And George kicks to Leonard. Back to George. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Leonard, no luck. Holiday inside the lump. He beat the buzzer!
Delivery at the buzzer. That is beautifully done.
Oh.
And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. So the Clippers win the tip. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the 5. And the rejection by Giannis.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. Now, here's DiVincenzo. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. That's good for George on the assist from Leonard. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
And Holiday kicks to Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And we talk about Antetokounmpo's all-around skills, and tonight it's been about the scoring. He's put this offense on his back.
Leonard looking over the floor. And the layup falls. Leonard's got 19 points.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Giannis against Morris. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
Antetokounmpo, no good. Clippers leading by 4. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton.
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player.
Right side Jackson. Outside Leonard. It's George on the wing. 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to Leonard. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And Paul George with the 3. George has got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And they've been a different team here in overtime. They just seem to have lost their energy.
From deep. The shot, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping.
David, thank you.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the 1.
This is the shot you want, right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Lillard's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for Portland. Here's Beverly. Outside, George. Back to Beverly. Looking for George. He gets it there. Over McCollum. And Cousins throws it down.
I mean, there's no question about it. When DeMarcus attacks the offensive boards, he gives the team a different attitude.
Now here's McCollum. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Makes it off the glass.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
George against McCollum. And Cousins kicks to Morris. Leonard inside. Cousins trying to free himself up. And it's Leonard missing.
Not the efficient start they were hoping for. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Now, here's George. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
The 3 from George. They get the rebound. Cousins on the follow.
One thing you've got to give Cousins, he plays with great intensity. What an incredible talent he is.
Morris against McCollum. It's good.
And whatever coach told them coming out of the locker room, they're listening. 5 out of 5 already.
George looking over the floor. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC, 5 first-round picks, and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Batum comes in for Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Now here's Jones. Cantor trying to free himself up. And Cantor able to finish.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here is Rondo. 6-point game. Knocked away. Pass to Batum. It's George on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
And that one is good from Zubac.
This is basketball 101. This is the size mismatch you look to create.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard, right side. Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Now here's Rondo. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. To the inside. Batum rebounded by Anthony. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Trailblazers. 8-point game. Kicks it out to Lillard. And now the Clippers on the break. George with the ball. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. George has got 5 points so far. Trailblazers leading by 6. Now here's Powell. Passes it to Lillard. Cantor trying to free himself up. Off the left rim and out.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard, the pass to Jones. Pulls up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers lead by 4. And back with the start of the second quarter.
I know that when the main guy...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's man in at the 2-guard spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Simons. That 3 off the mark.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Leonard kicks to Jackson. Puts it up. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. The difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. and they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed, and the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Portland leading, and here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And he comes up with the deuce. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Marcus Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley comes in for Jackson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons.
Flexing at the rack. Leonard doing what he can to fire up his teammates.
Lillard against Beverley. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Beverley looking around. Pass to Cousins. And stolen by Lillard. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Launches a three. The Clippers grab the miss. Beverley with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. And the wide open shot from Morris. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Leonard with the steal. One-on-one here. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
In the corner, Powell with it. Here's Nurkic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Cousins has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. No good that time. Good work defensively by Lillard. Powell, the pass to Lillard. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. And the basket by McCollum.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
26 seconds left to play here in the half. Kennard on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Here's George. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. George has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers. 12 seconds left here in the second. Lillard scanning the floor. Stops. Pops. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been... Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Best. And you think about how Kawhi Leonard is able to dominate from the wing position at both ends of the field. And that'll do it.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
On the court for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. George finds Morris. Poked away. Everly with the ball. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Beverly. George has got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Clippers. Lillard against Beverly. Lillard the pass to McCollum. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. Cantor checked in for the Trailblazers. And Lillard kicks to Powell. Back to Lillard. Beyond the arc. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 6th rebound on the night.
He's doing what he can to help them cut into this lead. His shot just isn't quite there tonight.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Lillard attacking, and the basket is good. Lillard's got 7 points.
What strength from Lillard, just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
Outside, George, and stolen by Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. Leonard with the steal. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in for George.
Misread each other on the pass. Tried to recover, but too late.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. Kennard against McCollum.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
On the wing, Batum. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
Love the aggressiveness. Kawhi very active, very focused on the job at hand.
Lillard attacking, and he banks in the layup.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Jackson against McCollum. There's the lob to the hoop.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Lillard outside. Back to McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. The pass to McCollum. Just 3 to shoot. Over Kennard. Lillard from outside. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Cullen passes to Cantor. Lillard outside. Offensive rebound, and Cantor able to finish.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
52 seconds left in the third. Jackson passes to Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Robert Covington picks one up.
Comfortable inside, plus the 7'3" wingspan. Hard to stop Kawhi without fouling.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
The drive by Cancer. Out to Anthony. For three. The shot. No good. The Clippers go the other way with it. Here's Morris, and a lot of contact on that one. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Floats it up for Cousins. And he lays in the alley-oop.
One of the more instinctive passes over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Here's Simon. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
But not every point guard can give you that. The ability to finish with that level of authority.
And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Morris. Patrick Beverly out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's George in at the small forward. And the Clippers making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Lillard against Beverly. Anthony, the pass to Lillard. Over Beverly. Lillard misses. The Clippers in the lead. And there's Paul George on the assist by Cousins. George has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Clippers. And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Pass to Simons. Four on the shot clock. Back to Lillard. Portland again missing.
Man, at what point do you blame the play calling more than the player?
Morris, no good. Trailblazers trail by 3. Free throw line jump shot. Jones dishes to Lillard. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Lillard again missing.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Out to Anthony to tie it up. They get it back.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Robert Covington's checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Damian Lillard. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Beverly against McCollum. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost, and when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
Here's George. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
McCollum passes to Nurkic. Out to Anthony. Now here's McCollum. To the paint. And there's a minute 45 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Los Angeles leading by 3. Leonard. Good D by Covington. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Passes to Anthony. Inside. Nurkic finds McCollum. He gets hauled in by Beverly. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the 4th. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Leonard against Covington. And now they decide to foul intention. Now different look now for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. George passes to Beverly. And George, here we go. Here's Cousins. George with no one around. And again, no good by the Clippers. One-on-one here. Here's McCollum. Crafty move. Back to Lillard. Uncovered. It drops. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
He lives for moments like this because he wants to be the guy to hit the clutch shot.
Morris outside. Up top, Cousins. Free throw good for Morris.
Ice in the veins right there. They're one stop away from winning this thing.
23 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Oh, Leonard in position. Shot clock at 6. Beverly dishes to Cousins. Shoots over Kanter. And too long on the shot. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum passes to Kanter. Back to McCollum. Over George. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it. and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. We are...
Kevin, thanks.
Thanks, David. Two terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes. So the net starting five. We've got DeAndre Jordan, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's Griffin, and it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Nice effort taking the early lead. Here we go.
Take a nice deep breath. You score on that first possession. Gets the game started the right way.
From deep, George. No good there. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Harden with it. George picks him up. The kick out to Irving. From deep. Sinks the triple. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, that's one of the more dangerous shots. The form, the quick release, everything for Kyrie in sync.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. George looking over the floor. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Well, Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Irving for 3. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Pass to Leonard. And again, the Clippers turn it over.
Now, I'm all for the crowd interacting with the players, but not so much the players interacting with the crowd. That one, errant pass.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. Rajon Rondo's checked in for Los Angeles. Irving for 3. The Clippers grab the miss.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
In the corner, it's Harris. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
A pretty simple solution to ending this run. It would just be getting back and actually playing some defense.
Rondo passes to Zubac. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just the level of power and explosiveness. Leonard just tenacious at the rim.
Nets leading by 6. Harden dishes to Irving. Back to Harden. Bucket is good.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now, here is George. 1:37 left here in the opening quarter. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Luke Kennard in for Jordan.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
To the middle. They kick it out to Green. It's Durant on the wing. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Pass to Cousins. Now Kennard. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
I mean, with just how dominant he can be scoring inside and outside, to have that kind of vision, wow, what a complete center.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Mann's checked in, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Brown. On the wing, Green. The kick out to Brown. Passes it to Claxton. Over to the left wing. Luwawu, the pass to Claxton. 6 on the shot clock. Tries again. Cousins pulls it in. Clippers trail by 5. Here's Batum. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Durant for 3. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the Nets up. Naturally a ball-dominant player. James Harden talked to...
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Of course,
giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Brown out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Green, and it's Durant, and it's Claxton in at the 5 down low. Stolen by Durant. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the... And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins, and Marcus Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum. They get it again, and it's sent back by Morris.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. First trip to the line for him here. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
For the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard comes in for Jackson. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Free throw good, James Harden.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Outside, George gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 5.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his 1st foul. Harden against Rondo. Kicks it out to Harden. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Clippers trail by 3. Rondo looking around. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Leonard against Irving. The feed now to Jordan. And the shot goes in. Now it's a 5-point Nets lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. There's 1:26 left in the first half. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Zubac in the post. Guarded by Jordan. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his 1st foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Here's Durant, and it's Brooklyn scoring again. Clippers trail by 5. Outside, George. The pass to Kennard. On the wing, George. Guarded by Green. Now, here's Zubac. Defense is right there. Clock at 4. George, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by Claxton. Brooklyn leading by 5. Luwawu, the pass to KD. And that one, good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
LA's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Rondo against Brown. Outside for George. Off target from outside. Pass to Rondo. Outside Leonard. Second chance shot. That shot no good. Some solid defense there from KD. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his 1st foul of the game. Here's KD. Claxton. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need to replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At one stretch in the opening period. And that'll...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. So for the Clippers right now, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. Griffin passes to Jordan. Down low, here's Harden, and the layup is good. Harden's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And an intentional foul right there.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Irving's checked in for Brooklyn. Here's George. Count it. George has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Harden surveying the D. Pass to Griffin. He feeds it to Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Harris's shot is off. Clippers trail by 9. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
Harden outside to the paint. Here's Jordan. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Jordan's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
George passes to Morris. Here's Harden. Up again.
Well, Griffin is going to come to the game with a certain attitude. And nights like this where he's going after domination, he can be dangerous.
George passes to Zubac. A 3 from Morris. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And it's Jordan with the jam. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. And fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Harden up top, defended by Beverly. Harden draws the double and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so here are the Clippers. Clippers trail by 7.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. Kevin Durant's checked in for Joe Harris. And it's Brown in for James Harden. Jackson with it. He's picked up by KD. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. And the Nets also making a change. Luwawu's checked in. Left side, KD.
Of course, Kevin Durant, one of the game's greatest scorers of all time, but his ability within this offense to make plays, elevating the team.
Jackson drives in. Cousins. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Cousins has got his first 2 points. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Durant. The three. That missed basket now makes him 4 of 8 from the field. Here's Kennard. From deep three-point range, man can't hit. And now the fast break, Durant with the ball. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Nicholas Batum. The Nets have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
How about the charisma of KD that time? Teammates loving what he's bringing to the table here tonight.
And we've reached the end of the third. Nets lead by 9. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Here's Irving. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Brown. Durant is out there with Green. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. Irving can't hit.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Nets leading by 9. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That'll be his second foul of the game. Zubac is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Griffin comes in for Green. Joe Harris is checked in for Kevin Durant. And James Harden subbed in for Brown. And it's sent back by Irving. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Zubac. And it's in there.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Irving against Rondo. Jordan dishes to Irving, looking to end his cold spell, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Now just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
Harden against Rondo. Outside Jackson. From deep. Rebound Brooklyn. Jordan's got 5 rebounds tonight. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Out to Harris. From outside the arc. Kennard with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Rajon Rondo.
I'm not sure what you do now. Rondo is pulling off some of those moves, and then your defense pretty much becomes helpless.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Batum. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. Paul George, he's checked in for Jackson. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Rajon Rondo.
And how about that beautiful display for us of DeAndre Jordan and that wingspan getting to that ball.
Beverley feeling it out a bit. And stolen by Harris. Harris draws the double. Jordan kicks to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Harris against George. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. It's the Nets now. Shot clock at 5. Griffin finds Harris. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. And they need to avoid that.
PG showing that. That's a signature dunk from him.
Harden up top. Defended by Beverley. Irving passes to Harris. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Clippers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. They get it back. And George kicks to Beverly. Jacks up a 3. No good on that one.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for the Clippers. Harden draws the double. Oh, Griffin in position. Stolen by George. Here's Cousins. Out to Morris. In the corner. George with it. That one wide left.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
Irving for 3. Griffin passes to Jordan. Lock at 6. Pass to Harden. Harris outside. Connects from three-point range. And the Nets lead by 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Brooklyn.
The key here, guys, was second chance points.
And they pounded the offensive glass and won the scrambles for loose balls, giving them plenty of added opportunity.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jordan.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
Count that one.
And as a defender, you are left somewhat helpless to stop that. Leonard with too many moves in his arsenal and a flood of ice water in his veins.
Here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand. Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Beverly against Harden. Outside Griffin. And the pass to Irving. Paul George with the steal. With the shot. Gets a hand on it. James Harden with the rebound. So it's the Nets picking up the win. A narrow. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony. And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena before the game. Important to make it. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the 1. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday. And it's Middleton in at the small forward. And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. DiVincenzo against George. Shoots over DiVincenzo. A nice shot by George. George has got the game going here with the first basket for the Clippers. And here's Holiday. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Middleton outside. Back to Antetokounmpo. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks.
George finds Zubac. Beverly for three. It doesn't go for him. And Milwaukee will come the other way. One-on-one here. DiVincenzo against Beverly. Here's Giannis. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
That's why you got to push Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the paint. I mean, he's too long, too skilled, and very confident from this area. You got to get him out of there.
Zubac kicks to Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
All going up court. Count it.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo, no good. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Lopez. And then for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. The pass to Leonard. That one, no good. Great D that time from Middleton. And G.A. Chris Middleton over his career, much improved on the defensive end.
A true two-way player. I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that length to bother shots and disrupt passes.
Batum for three. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Defended by George. DiVincenzo kicks to Holiday. 4 on the clock. DiVincenzo against George. DiVincenzo can't hit it. Los Angeles leading by 7. Pass to Leonard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. DiVincenzo against George. And George with the stuff.
Boy, a nice show of strength that time from Paul George, absorbing the hit and still carving out space to get the shot to go down.
And the Bucks with some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And then for Los Angeles, Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
You know, that's what Forbes has to do now. He's got to be aggressive, force the defender into a tough spot, and be ready to handle that contact.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Fires the three. And it's Connaughton with the rebound.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Nice shot by Portis.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. High post Cousins. Stolen by Holiday. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Well, Tucker, perpetual motion. Nice job that time by him to stay active, making sure the offense doesn't get stagnant.
Passes it to Kennard. Now Cousins. 12 seconds left in the first. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
It could go. No good. Shot missing. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the end of the... This is what Giannis Antetokounmpo recently told us when he was asked about his goal.
For me personally, I just want...
And for Giannis, Greg, the consistency from range has been a focal point.
The more accurate he is from outside, the wider the driving lanes become, making him nearly impossible to stop.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Clippers.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Reggie Jackson. Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the small forward. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. No good on the three. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Bucks making a change here. Lopez is checked in. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation. And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Outside Jackson. High post, Zubac. Had the space there, but it's offline. Bucks trail by 6. They swipe it. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Over Holiday, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one is on Holiday.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Drew Holiday. George is checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Luke Kennard. Pass to Rondo. And the rejection by Giannis. George looking around.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Here's Middleton. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Boy, I like the finesse and the focus that Middleton plays with. I mean, that's part of what allows him to finish off these tough hoops.
George with the ball. He's got 5. Outside Jackson. Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue. And quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting, you know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did, too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV someday. So we saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about.
Chalk that up. Lopez won't miss many of those.
Rondo against Middleton. Rondo kicks to Morris. It's George on the wing. A three-pointer, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Right at the free throw line, DiVincenzo can't hit it. Clippers leading by 7. Here's Jackson. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Giannis has got 6.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That's his first foul. And the Bucks with some changes. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Pat Connaughton. The Clippers also making some changes. Leonard comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jackson. DiVincenzo, Tucker. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, starting out in the D-League, then bouncing around the international circuit, Tucker took the long, hard road to get here.
Drew Holiday's checked in for Milwaukee. And then for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Marcus Morris. Batum comes in for George. And it's Kennard in for Rajon Rondo. Back to Leonard. Shoots over Tucker. And it's Leonard missing. Here's Holiday. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, back. It was all about the Clippers as the game got going. Tenacious on both ends of the floor, they took command early with a... And that...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. We're seeing a tremendous game so far from Marcus Morris.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Hey, and you know, really, Antetokounmpo can look to score every time, and sometimes that's necessary, but he's also good at recognizing when one of his teammates has a clean look.
Holiday against Morris. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Outside, George. And here's Morris for 3. That shot misses. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. For 3, Middleton. It's hauled in by the Clippers. They've led by as much as 10. Beverly with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. Leonard against Holiday. Leonard the pass to Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And now an 8-point Clipper lead.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Back to Morris. Tries from 7. Milwaukee with the rebound. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's the lob. And Antetokounmpo trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's George. And Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Holiday gets the bucket.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did
you? George against DiVincenzo. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
And the Bucks with some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Dante DiVincenzo. Batum with the steal. And they're running. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And then Cousins with the dunk.
How about that? Cousins throwing it down on the alley-oop. Go ahead, big fella.
Here's Middleton. On the pass to Portis. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for the Bucks. The Clippers also changing it up. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
With the putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in.
But that's the way to go if you've got good position.
Here's Mann, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Rondo dishes to Cousins. Pass to Kennard. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Bucks trail by 13. Deflects the pass. Here's Tucker. Batum grabs the miss. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Rebounded by the Bucks. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
Outside Rondo. Batum attacking, and there's the feed to Cousins. It's tipped. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock to the inside. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. A different look for Milwaukee. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Bryn Forbes. Stolen by Zubac. Now Beverly. Kicks it to Leonard. Taken away by Holiday. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take and a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Giannis outside. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era.
And there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off. Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are three names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. 5 on the clock. Here's Lopez. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers leading by 11. Passes it to Kennard. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes the 3. Leonard on the wing. The 3. And the 3 ball is good.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Middleton can't get it to go. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's foul number 2 for him. Paul George, he's checked in for Kennard. Pass to Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Clippers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely awesome to watch Antetokounmpo rise up for these throwdowns. I mean, it's really quite easy for him.
We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Lopez with the steal. Now the Bucks moving it up. Here's DiVincenzo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rondo's checked in. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. In the corner, George with it. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And that kind of awareness from George is really exceptional. Catching the defense flat-footed by rising up immediately on the catch.
And the Bucks miss again.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
Back to Leonard. Fires for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Shots good by Middleton.
Rhythm and timing so important in the game of hoops. Middleton using both on that pull-up jumper.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
George. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Here's Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk.
Yeah, for sure. That was a take no chances, take no prisoner slam right there, guys.
Zubac finds Leonard. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Bucks trail by 11. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
Set him up well there. Brook Lopez showing his vision and willingness as a passer.
Holiday against Rondo. Morris outside. On the wing, George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
Here's Giannis. Big T that time from Leonard. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
And the wide open shot from Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. At one point, they led by 16. High post, Zubats. Back to George. From the arc. He can't hit that time. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They came in. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. The bustling city of Portland. And with
Kevin, thanks.
DA, thanks a lot. And the Clippers starting five. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Jones in at the 3. And it's Lillard missing. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to, but this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Lillard outside. The 3. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Oh, he's one of the best passing fives in the game. I mean, think about this. Cousins doesn't get enough credit for being unselfish on the floor.
Now, here's Lillard. About a minute played so far here in the first. Morris looking over the floor. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, he thought he could slip by there and grab the board, but got too much body and gets called for going over the back.
Well, I see what he was going for. It was a gamble on his part, but then you've got to live with the results.
Now George, after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. George against Lillard. George passes to Cousins. Leonard with no one around. Nailed from three-point land.
And in college, Leonard was a 25% shooter from 3. Boy, how times have changed.
Now here's Lillard. Shot from 16. Cousins pulls it in.
Well, I'm surprised he's still out there. I mean, he's been invisible at the offensive end all game long.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
They've been a more cohesive team over this stretch, and that helps account for their lead.
Here's Lillard from deep three-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some.
Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
George dishes to Morris. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Stolen by Beverley. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Oh, look at him fly!
Get out the way!
Just fantastic movement by Beverley. So effective in clogging passing lanes with his quick hands and anticipation.
There's the pass to Lillard. Releases. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And here they come. Up the floor. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Beverley the pass to George. 1:43 left to play here in the first. And George with the stuff.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now, it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
And Lillard gets it to go.
There's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
And Beverley kicks to George. Lets it go with a 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. And it's Jones with the ball for Portland. It's a 5-point game. McCollum no good. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Leonard attacking. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell's checked in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And the basket by McCollum.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Rondo looking over the floor. Pass to Leonard. And Kanter pulls it down. Trailblazers trail by 6. Batum with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Oh, Leonard in position. Powell with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it, the fast break chance. And that one drops for him.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
Gets it off. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Giles is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Anthony. And it's Simons in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Now, here's Kennard. He's still scoreless so far in this one. A shot by Batum, no good. Kanter with it. Guarded now by Jackson. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Here's Powell, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Kanter dishes to Powell. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. And here are the Trailblazers now, trailing by 4. Anthony's shot is off.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Here's Powell, following the basket by Nicholas Batum. The shot by Powell, no good.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
Here's Jackson. No good with the layup. Trailblazers trail by 6. Portland moving the ball around. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Passes to Zubac. That's tipped. Outside for Jackson. And the shot goes in. Jackson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
And they continue to control the glass.
Powell against Kennard. Powell, the pass to Giles. Pass to Simons. Just 5 to shoot. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers leading by 8. Tipped away. Batum passes to Mann. Back to Batum. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Powell. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. He gets it in there.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Clippers have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Outside Jackson. And here's Canner. Here's Anthony. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And here's McCollum for 3. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting the second chances.
Outside, George from deep. No good that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. And here comes the break. Covington finds Lillard. Yes, it's good. Good for basket number 4. He's now 4 for 10.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
It's not going to be easy, but they've come this far, and they're right here.
Now here's Leonard. 10 points for him, and the shot goes down. Leonard's got 12 in the game.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Here's McCollum. Lillard outside. Kept alive. Takes it out to Covington. The 3 from McCollum. And that would have counted, but his shot was... All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. And that'll...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Now here's Leonard. After the miss from Damian Lillard, Leonard draws the double. Up top, Cousins. And here's Morris for 3. And no good that time. And it's Portland the other way. And there's the pass to Covington. And stolen by Cousins. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Beverly with the ball. Now guarded by Nurkic. Cousins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Damian Lillard.
And an impressive job by Cousins to get the D to overcommit. He is one of the toughest covers in the league from the interior.
Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. And George kicks to Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And there's only ever going to be one result when Kawhi's driving to the bucket, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to be painful.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Stolen by Beverly. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Here's Lillard. The Clippers getting the bucket. Right side, Covington. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Covington's got 4 points this quarter.
Mixing in his mid-range jumper from time to time. Covington, he feels so comfortable shooting from this area.
Pass to Leonard. Fires the three. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic. But hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing. Wow, and Morris just trucking it down the court, showing the real desire to finish it in transition.
Jones, the pass to Nurkic. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Outside, George. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter of the game. Up and in on the layup.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Lillard, and the rejection by Cousins.
And the defense of Cousins making his presence known with the quick leaping ability which he uses to block shots.
Here's Leonard, knocks it loose. Covington with the steal. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his second foul of the game. So it's both teams making substitutions here. 1:15 left to play in the third. Powell, the pass to Giles. The Trailblazers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Free throw good, Giles. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles. They've led by as much as 10. Outside Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got 6.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Giles, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Outside Rondo. It's deflected.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Cantor has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort.
We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers leading by 5. Jackson in the corner. Here's Batum, and the dunk by Batum.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Here's Simons. Pass to Giles. Shooting foul. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. They've got Norman Powell. Ennis Cantor is out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Cousins with it. Now Anthony defending. Cousins inside. Anthony on him. It's good. Cousins has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Pass to Cannon. Back to McCollum. And it's good for two.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
Outside Rondo. The pass to Mann. Kicks to Cousins. 6 to shoot. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cousins has got 4 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
McCollum dishes to Anthony. He hits it from 9.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Cousins inside. He's covered by Cantor. And DeMarcus Cousins again.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Simons. Count the basket.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Outside Rondo. High post Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And Cousins is a big body who knows just how to back down the deep. When he has the room to throw it down, he does not hesitate for 1 second.
Here's Simon. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Now here's Rondo. He's covered closely. Inside. Outside for Batum. Lets it go from deep. It's good from long range.
This is an area where Batum does major damage. The defense must respect his touch from there.
Back to McCollum. Cantor, the pass to Anthony. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Ennis Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. And Jones subbed in for Norman Powell. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Now, here's George. High post Cousins. Outside Leonard. A three-pointer off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
McCollum against George. Los Angeles leading by 11.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Cousins.
Wow, he owned this game. He never stopped working. He did it all for them, and you can't help but admire that kind of effort.
Outside, George. There's the triple. Good on the three-point shot. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
Offensive rebound. It's George on the wing. And it's George again missing. Jones, no one around him. It drops.
I mean, I don't always...
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps. Coming right up, the Nets taking on the Clippers. For Brooklyn, they... Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. This is... And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2. And for the Nets, Griffin is out there with Harris. Then there's Irving. Then it's Harden. And it's Jordan in at the 5.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission.
Well, don't let Kawhi's quiet demeanor fool you. This guy has athleticism and explosiveness. How about that in style?
Harden against Beverly. It's stolen by Morris. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break for the finish. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
Outside Griffin. Back to Harden. The pass to Jordan. Here's Griffin. And here's Harris from the arc. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. Here's Harden. That one doesn't go. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Morris into the lane. And he gets it to go.
That's a great beginning. 3 for 3 from the floor.
The Nets still looking like they're getting going. 6-point game. Harden the pass to Griffin. Beverly against Harden. Passes it to Irving. And the rejection by Zubac. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his first foul. The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Beverly against Irving. Beverly, the pass to Zubac.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
A second chance effort. Clippers moving the ball around.
DeAndre Jordan in the face of a defender. What a contest. Nicely done.
And Irving with the basket on the assist by Harris.
Wow, they finally get it to go down on their 4th try.
And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So for the Nets, Green, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Durant comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's Harden with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets, trailing by 4. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Griffin. Nice D from Cousins.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And they're on the break. George with the ball. And Griffin picks him up defensively. One-on-one here. Harden finds Griffin. They kick it out to Green. Harden outside. 1:35 left in the first quarter.
And ever since entering the league, that's been one of Griffin's favorite ways to score, attacking that offensive glass.
The drive by Rondo, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Clippers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. A free throw drops for Rondo.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Harden against Rondo. Harden kicks to Durant. The shot missing. Great D that time from Batum. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles, and the dunk by Jackson.
Well, you love it. DeMarcus Cousins drawing the defensive attention and still has the court awareness to make the play.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. And it's Rondo penetrating, and there it is for him.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Nets trail by 6. Now here's Brown. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Rondo against Harden. Cousins inside. Rondo wide open. But they get it back. Another shot. Doesn't go that time.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
And so the first quarter is in the books. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the shooting guard position. A deep three from Irving. Off target from three-point range.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Pass to man. The three. Rebound, Brooklyn. Now Irving. Lays it up off the glass. Irving's got his second basket of the night. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. A three from Leonard. And it's Durant with the rebound. Brooklyn trailing. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. At the tip, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Over Green. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Leonard's got his third basket of the night right there.
What a smooth-looking release from Kawhi Leonard. Doing work in the mid-range. That is his comfort zone.
Durant feeling it out a bit. Dishes it to Brown. Durant against Morris. And Durant, here we go. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Boy, Kevin Durant gets a quick first step, and it puts the defense in a tough spot, and he picks up the foul.
And the Clippers making a change here. George has checked in.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jeff Green. That's foul number 2 for him. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Griffin comes in for Green. Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, Kawhi has become one of the smartest offensive players in the game. Understanding use of the shot fake and what it can give you.
DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Los Angeles. The Nets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. A deep three from Irving. Sinks the three-pointer. Irving's got the lead up to 1 now for the Nets.
You give Kyrie a good look at the rim. It doesn't matter how far back he is from the line.
And George, here we go. Nobody near Leonard. And the Clippers miss again.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
And DeAndre Jordan, not the same impact center he once was, but he's done a great job of acting as a leader for this team.
Well, you think about DeAndre Jordan's career, Greg, and over the course of time, he's played a number of different roles. What you like about what he did this past season is, even though in a changing role, he still tried to make an impact. That's called being a teammate.
James Harden, he's checked in for Durant.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Beverly, the pass to Cousins. George against Irving. George with the ball. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Irving against Cousins. Here's Griffin. And the rejection by Cousins.
The aggressive defense by DeMarcus Cousins, not content to just alter it, send it back.
Here's George. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Harden the pass to Irving. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Irving's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Nets.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's George. Cousins trying to free himself up.
Boy, Kyrie Irving becoming a better and better defender over time. Nice block right there.
Left side, Jordan. And stolen by Cousins. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Morris finds George. Back to Morris. Over Harden. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Irving passes to Harden. With 1 on the clock. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And give it.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break at the third quarter soon.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They only had a couple rough stretches. And that.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
We've got Harden. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Griffin. And it's Kyrie Irving and it's Harris in at the small forward position. So that's the Nets 5. Pass to Harden. And Harden with the stop.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
George looking around. Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 10.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Clippers trail by 3. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Ahead. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. 11 points in the game.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
George against Harris. George dishes to Morris. Off the left rim and out. Brooklyn leading by 5. And the pass to Irving. Three-pointer. Again, Irving missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
George, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Griffin finds Harden. Back to Griffin. And a wide open hook for Irving. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. For 3, Harris. Morris with the rebound. And Morris has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 5-point game. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his special?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
It's hauled in by George. Here's Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on James Harden.
I love scorers who want to seek contact. Kawhi Leonard consistently in the top 20 in free throw attempts.
And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. Kevin Durant's checked in for Joe Harris. And it's Brown in for James Harden. A nice shot by Irving.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And the Nets making a change here. Luwawu's checked in. Rondo passes to Leonard. Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back. Pull up Shea. And that one is off. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Leonard. And the Clippers miss again. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Batum with the steal. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. Passes to Mann. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Green. And here is KD. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 4 assists now tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The drive by Rondo. Kicks it out to Leonard. Bangs home the trifecta. Leonard's got 15 points.
Well, incredible improvement in Kawhi Leonard's jumper since he came into the league. Give credit to the time spent in San Antonio.
Brown outside. Claxton the pass to Luwawu. That shot off. And the Clippers will come the other way. Pass to Leonard. For the tie. And it's good on the way in. Leonard's got it all tied up now for the Clippers. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting about 42% so far. Down low. Jackson on him.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
11 seconds left to play here in the third. Now here's Rondo. Leonard, the open look. A rare miss for him.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Nets lead by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, they've got Batum. Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Mann in the 3 spot.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Durant's checked in for Joe Harris. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Kyrie Irving. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. Outside Jackson. Shot clock at 6. The shot's good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Brown against Jackson. Brown kicks to KD. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. And the Nets lead by 4.
In the mid-range. Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Outside Jackson. On the wing. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Charity stripe shot. Shot's good by Durant. And now a 6-point Nets lead.
Well, Kevin Durant's looking at the defender like, hey, if you're going to give me that, I'm going to take it.
Now, here's Kennard. He's tightly guarded, and Jackson gets it to go.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Back to KD. Pass to Claxton. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, how about the quick decision-making of KD? What a fabulous job he does sifting through the defense and putting the pass on target.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Harden against Beverly. Jordan high post. He kicks it to Irving. A three ball. Number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
Boy, the floor spacing that Kyrie Irving brings to the table is impressive. This guy can cash in from deep consistently.
And again, no good by the Clippers. Nets leading by 8. 1:58 left here in the fourth quarter. Beverly against Harris. Back to Harden. From deep. On the wing, Harris lets the three fly. Rebound by the Clippers.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Irving against George. Outside Irving. Harden outside. Harden draws the double, shoots over Leonard, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Nets.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but you know they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Kyrie Irving. Oh!
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Jackson against Harden. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
Outside Jackson from deep three-point range. Off on that one.
And something that Harden continues.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it.